So keep that in mind. Don't get too caught up in, judging your technology on this one. You could do this from an iPhone or any phone pretty much, anything that records. But do keep in mind this: if you're going to do low tech, you know, listen to it first, because a lot of times you do low tech and you're sitting right on top of it and it's all distorted. Nobody can understand what you're doing. So just give a listen to it after you've done it. If you need to back away 3 or 4 feet from it, that'll probably solve a lot of problems. So that's part of what we're doing today. The other part of it is we have a guest with us today, Mateo Sandate, who's going to talk a little bit. He does guitar workshops over at Steve's Guitars, or not workshops necessarily. They're actually sessions, and he can explain a little bit more about what he does there. But he works with a lot of different styles of music, and um, a lot of the things that you might want to ask him once he's told you a little bit more about what he does over there. And the other part of today too is, and we mentioned this last time if you weren't here, is that JAS Aspen has a lot of things available for help for you, as far as individual lessons, private lessons through our Pays to Play program. Um, um, just the support from us, for some of you might really be helpful, just to get some individual help on things like this. So we'd like you to take advantage of that. And if you have questions about it, our website has all the information there under the education section. So I am going to introduce you now to Mateo. And let's see. Mateo, there we go.
Hello, hello.
Yeah. So maybe you can just tell us a little bit about you are a guitarist, an extraordinary guitarist by my standards, that studied all the way through college and been in the Valley playing with Let Them Roar and a number of different people and songwriters in the Valley. So you've had a lot of experience with this. Maybe you can just tell us a little bit about your experience with songwriting with some of the people that you've been working with over the years through your workshops.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. And it's great to see everybody here. I see some familiar faces and I see some new faces. Overall, it's great to see your smiles. uh, and Jack and whoever, I encourage you all to share your screens. Oshan, too. Please do. But yeah, thanks, Chris. Yeah, I'm a guitarist and musician here in the Valley, Roaring Fork Valley. And I've been here since about 2005. I came here, well, for a while, I worked in the Park Service and the Forest Service. Um, and I did that for about a decade. That was my career until I got an opportunity to play music full time. And I'm exploring that the best way I can. Yeah, like Chris said, I had an opportunity to go to college and study jazz. I was able to, yeah, get multiple degrees at the University of North Texas. And I feel like I'm just now starting to put them to use. um, an old saying that someone told me once was, your college degree gets you your first job. Doesn't mean that that's
Which job are you on now? How many jobs have you had since?
well, when I was in college, while everyone was woodshedding 10, 14 hours a day, I was a river guide out here. And I river guided, so that was one job. Then I went into the park service and I bounced around the country through beautiful parks, some of the best kept secrets around. And then the Holocaust Museum with the Smithsonian, then White River. Yeah, and I started transitioning. So, yeah, I don't know, 4 or 5 maybe. But
Mm.
yeah, gosh, I never imagined talking about that today. I did create a slideshow, if that'd be helpful, if you'd be interested in that.
Sure.
Okay, okay, great. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna need to have host permissions, Andrea. Oh, I think I got it. Okay, thank you so much. So,
think we just lost Mateo.
I think we did too.
He should be logging back in. There he is.
I don't see him yet, but
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
yeah. There you go.
Yeah. I fell
You're
off the
back.
stage. Ah, that's hilarious. Yeah. Okay, sweet. I've got a little slideshow, and I'd love to share a little bit with you. Uh, let's see what I can do. And in here, in the slideshow, the whole goal was just to get something a little bit more on just get my ideas down on paper, in the sense of like, wow, there have been a lot of different insights that have arisen for me musically. And I just wanted to share a few, if they'd be helpful, since we've got some seasoned songwriters that have been performing, it sounds like, and then some that are new to it. I wanted to share a little slideshow. I call it Following Your Yes. And I got it in two parts. One's about a 10-minute little slideshow with some exercises, and the last one, we could spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes easily just doing exercises. So that's what it is. If y'all are game, thumbs up, thumbs down, you just let me know. Thumbs up, we'll move forward. Okay, I'm seeing some. All right, let's do it. I'm going to move this. So a little bit about me, like Chris was saying, yeah, I studied guitar and jazz studies at a University of North Texas. I'm in a band called Let Them Roar. We're recording an album. During the day, I host a guitar academy here in Carbondale, Steve's Guitars. Some of us, some familiar faces, are part of it. And then I've been able to work with Jazz Aspen, with Pace to Plays and school instructing, and also part of the Aspen Music Fest lead guitar program, and recently CMC. They've asked to do some college guitar classes out there. That's a little bit about me. For you, I thought it really important to share that since songwriting can be such a vulnerable thing, that no matter what you do, it's enough, that you're enough. And I think for any songwriter and any creative, whether you're soloing or performing, I think we can't hear this enough, that, you know what, when we show up and we're present, it's enough, because yeah, these are vulnerable times, and songwriting can really feel that way. And raising our voice, whether it's on our guitar or our capstone, whatever it is, it can be a vulnerable thing. So kudos, and like, thank you for being willing to be vulnerable, and opening your heart and sharing your voice. So just being here means a lot, that you're willing to explore your desire and express yourselves. It's huge. So no matter what you do, what happens with the competition or beyond, it's enough. You're enough. That's how I'm leaning into this. And I want to invite you to, anytime during this laugh, ask questions and participate. For sure, after 20 minutes, or maybe this will go faster, but during that, ask any questions. I'm gonna ask you to write some stuff down in chat. But, yeah, here we are, following your yes. Since the program with Jazz Aspen is called Share Your Voice, I thought it really important to reflect on some insights that I'm still learning and exploring on how I'm discovering my voice. I can't say I'm there or have any experience in it, but these are little things that have been ahas. And as you're writing your songs, maybe this will just be a little bit of jet fuel to get you somewhere. Oh man. Okay, so the first thing seems so basic, but what is a song? So type it in chat. I'll give you like 10 seconds. Type it in chat. I want to see some good ones. What is a song to you? While you're typing them in, just so you know, when I'm presenting, my screen doesn't show all the chats and everything. But Chris, Mark, Andrea, and others, if there are some good ones, just chime in, please, if I miss something, or a question too. So what is a song to you? And to me, a song says something. Um, and songs are expression. You know, they're a reflection of your voice, of who you are. You know, and I think above all, songs and well, music is a big characteristic of what makes us human. Kind of separates us from the other parts of the animal kingdom. um, yeah, I can't see all the chats, but keep chatting. What is a song to you? I'll keep going too. Um, and while you're chatting, what is your favorite song? Put that in chat, please, every one of us, because this is key. I'm going to tune into the chats. What is your favorite song? Now that you have a sense of what a song is. Nice. Expression made by an artist. Musical composition of different layers of music. Nice. A lyrical composition with instruments. Ah, they're bumping up and down. It's a poem that flows. It's a piece of music. Ooh, home is where the haunt is. So a song is American football. Okay. Da 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 da. It expresses feelings. Yeah. All right, Donna, you're getting creative on us. A song is raining tacos. Okay. Oh, maybe that's your favorite song. You got to clarify this. But okay, you guys are writing your favorite song. Sweet. Now with that, thank you. Okay, I get it now. Paired with wonderful chords. Beautiful. Thanks, Mark. Okay, so now why is it your favorite? You don't have to type that in, but if you want to, type it in, chat it in, because the more we express ourselves with other songwriters, we grow. It's all good stuff. Okay, so why I asked that, since we're on the program of following your yes and finding your voice, is that to me, that feeling of it's my favorite, oh yes, the key is that feeling. Follow that feeling, follow that knowing. In essence, it's follow what you love. And when we have that feeling of like, oh yeah, that's my favorite song, that's the sweet stuff that we want to start composing with. Since you guys have some great concepts of what a song is. Okay, I've got to close my chat box. So, does a song have to sound a certain way to be a song? Keep chatting, keep chatting. Like I said, there are no right or wrong answers, and all of it keeps us flowing creatively. Someone might mention something and be like, ah, I never thought of that. So does a song have to sound a certain way? It's all about your expression. At the end of the day, you get to decide. There's no right or wrong in songwriting. What I mean by that is we can have some traditional song forms or song styles, but why did we ever have song styles in the first place? Some creative musician started playing something in some way, and it became so liked, it became formalized. So while you're composing, as us all being composers here, question it all. You don't have to fit in the box of a singer-songwriter or a hip hop or a jazz. It might have something that has no qualifications as a style. To me, that's hip. That's really cool. That's creative. And what do I mean by question it all? The goal of questioning it all, and kind of pushing the boundaries of what it means to be a song or sound, is to keep your ears open, your eyes open to what others are doing. And ultimately, since we're trying to find our voice, keep your heart open for inspiration. So maybe, well, it seems like all of us live in the valley. We have some beautiful mountains, trails, rivers, forests. It's so easy to have our heart opened by the beautiful nature around us. But then we have a lot of beautiful people. So when we're songwriters and creatives, leaning in that way, it's amazing what inspiration arises. So please keep chatting. Like I mentioned, I can't see all the chats because the way my format is. Yeah, others from Jazz Aspen, please chime in if I'm missing something. So pretty much the goal of Question It All is to just allow us to listen to the world and hear what it's saying to you, saying to us. And from there, I wanted to share a few song examples that I feel reflect what the composers are experiencing from around the world. So, here we go. Oh no, I lost them all. Maybe I didn't. Well, okay, I think I can find one. My apologies. My computer did something and it had never done it before. But there's one, let me do this. Mountain Song by Holly Near. Yeah, my apologies. Oh yeah, okay, so since I was talking about mountains and nature and whatnot, Holly Near wrote this from West Virginia. And so I think this song really challenges a lot of what we might consider as a song. And you'll probably hear why. Let me know if you can hear this, okay?
I have dreamed on this mountain since first I was my mother's daughter, and you can't just take my dreams away. And now with me watching, you may drive a big machine, but I was born a great big woman, and you can't just take my dreams away without me fighting. It's so mountain and raised my many daughters. Some died young, some are still living. If you come here for the taking our mountain, well, we ain't come here to give it. I have dreamed on this mountain since first I was my mother's daughter, and you can't just take my dreams away. And now me, why didn't know you can't just take my dreams away without me fighting? No, you can't just take my dreams away.
Whew. Okay, I'm gonna stop the share. What do you all think? You know, you can unmute, speak out loud, or type, chat.
Well, one thing, I liked the idea that you played something that was just a voice, didn't need to have instruments, and that songwriting can be as simple as that. You know, singing in the shower, you might come out with something like that and put it on your phone, and you got yourself a song. So that's
Yeah.
about as basic a level as we can get for songwriting.
The way that she sang the melody, I could hear the changes, you know. I could hear the chord progression go by, you know. The melody was enough to give me all that information. Yeah.
Yeah, totally right on. Thanks, y'all. And that's why I wanted to play that example. One, it was a vocalist, and she was singing her heart out. You know, I could really feel her emotion in her vocals, and that was it. No chords, no piano, no trumpet, no drums, no garage band, nothing. You know, and that's brave of anybody, and yet it was effective. So, if you're writing songs, since we're all composers here, we have so much in our voice alone. You know, and all we have to do is show up and use it. We're enough. There we are. We're enough. Let me play another example. Okay, you cool with that? Maybe? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sweet. Sweet. Hopefully, my computer doesn't shut off. If I go away, I'll come back. I promise. Let's see here. So this is something where I'm getting more into Black music, music of Black cultures, and I think it's really important for us to pay attention to what's going on in the African American community, communities in Africa, whatnot. I'll let this speak for themselves. This is from a CNN documentary called, well, from Inside Africa, but this is about talking drums. So again, talking. We were just listening to a vocalist. I'm going to fast forward it just because of time. chime in if you can't hear it, okay? Oh, I'm kind of worried it's going to be a commercial. Okay.
City Market app.
Oh my gosh. All right. 5-second delay. Here we go.
There.
Okay, I'm going to fast forward here.
The most important instrument for the Yoruba people and their kings is the traditional talking drum. An instrument unique to Nigeria because of the way it can be made to talk. Alaparo has been playing the talking drum for over 30 years for many of the region's kings and their guests. He leads one of the most renowned troops in Yoruba land. It is a trade and tradition passed down by his father.
Now this is a song. They're playing a song, y'all.
The talking drum in Nigeria is used to mimic speech by bending the strings that tighten or loosen the skin across the top of the drum. How do you make it speak?
Yes, like this.
He's squeezing the drum.
Christian.
Christian.
The sound highlights the importance of phrases and songs. It is used not only for kings, but all variety of festivals, weddings, and other ceremonies. And the better Aparo plays, the more money he receives at the end of the show.
Oh yeah.
How do you ask for money with the drum?
Give me money.
Okay. I'm gonna stop there. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Talk to me. Write in comments. What was that? What did you just witness? Don't make me call on you.
I don't understand how they were trying to use the drum to like, were they trying to actually make it like talk, like make words?
Yeah, thanks, Lily, for asking. Yeah, so in the video, he asked him, the main talking drum leader asked him, "What is your name?" Christian. And he could squeeze the drum to affect the pitch. And he went boom, 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 boom. And so those drums are talking, you know, it doesn't have the consonants or vowels, but it has the inflection, the pitch of our talking. And, you know, it's like, what? When he was asking for money, give me more money. Do. Right? Yeah, and that was a song. Okay, and it was all drums. Yeah, there might have been some chanting or some mantra behind it, but you know, the goal here for me is just like, as far as keeping our heart open, our eyes and our ears open, listening and questioning it all. It's just following the yes. It's like, ooh, did that rhythm speak to you? Yeah. Well, wow, you can sing on the drum too. Creative ideas for composers, you know. A song doesn't have to be maybe what we traditionally lean into it as. Okay?
You know, the thing about it is the talking drum is able to play melody,
Yes.
right? That's the thing. You know, there's a melodic element, even though there's the rhythm going, because it's a drum and you can change the pitch. It adds this element of melody. However limited it might be, I don't think you could play, you know, certain, you know, a bebop phrase with it. But maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, it's that having a melody, I think, really defines a song, you know, or a melodic element.
I so agree, Mark. Yeah, and that's why they call it a talking drum. It's singing a melody, and a song maybe if you agree with it, one of the key characteristics of a song is its melody, like we heard from Holly Near, singing just her voice. Let me play one more example to just try to get us out of the box here of what is a song. Hopefully the computer doesn't shut off. Okay. Whew. Okay, so this is from a band I play in. We're called Let Them Roar. Let me see here. Okay, so this is a music video. This is a single we released last summer. And I wanted to share this with you because just sharing song examples of, well, does a song have to sound a certain way to be a song? And you might hear some characteristics of folk music in here. That's what we are, as a progressive folk band. But listen to the lyrics, listen to the melody. I'll play you just a minute of it.
I see my light shining. Shining on down. I see my light. I see my light shining. Shining on down. I see my light. I see my sun shining. Shining on down. Now I see my light. I see my light shining on. Shining on down. I see my light. I see my light shining on. Shining on down. Oh.
Okay. Talk to me there. How many verses and choruses did you hear? Madeline, McKenna.
I don't know. I
What
thought
are
I
those?
heard like one verse, one chorus.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. McKenna, Vlad.
That's actually Yari.
Yari. My apologies, Yari.
I think I heard like 2 or 1.
Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna chime in here because I can, yes, yeah. And if we were to listen back, there's one set of lyrics. I see my light. It's said about 20 times, and that's all the lyric. That's all it is. It's not common, I feel, to hear a song that just has a one lyric phrase. Is that a chorus? Is that a verse? What the heck is that? So as composers and songwriters, we can say a lot, I feel, with a little. You know, there's no need to go to the moon to find your lyric. If it's a yes, follow that. Cool?
Does that, Mateo, does that go to another place later in the song? Is there anything more to it than that?
There is a verse finally comes in.
Okay.
I'd gladly play that, but I think it'd be good to move on. But yeah, you're right, Chris. What comes in later is a verse that really describes what it means to see one's light.
Yeah.
What I think is really interesting about that example, Mateo, is that, you know, I mean, in honoring that a song can be anything really doesn't necessarily have to have any rules. Typically, there's kind of a pattern in a song. There's a cycle of something. And that one is a very simple one that goes around and around and around.
Mm-hmm.
But what gives it some breadth, I guess, is the fact that it's not doing the same thing every time. Start out with a guitar, and you can add a voice, and then another voice, and the voices are in harmony, and then there are call and response. And So all those different changes had a way of building through a very simple cycle that if you didn't do anything to it would feel kind of repetitive, right? But you gave the song color by giving it a dimension through changing something of its makeup.
Yeah, right on, Bob. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So underneath the lyric, yeah, there was a lot going on, a lot of currents, just like a river, a lot of music flowing. And Bob mentioned there was a chord cycle, so chords were cycling, and other stuff was playing and building up the intensity. Yet riding on top of it like a surfer was just this one lyric: I see my light, I see my light, I see my light. So there's another way to approach composing, y'all, as an idea. Something came up while you were speaking, Bob, and I can't recall. But if it comes back, I'll share. So thanks for your insight on that. Sweet. Hey, I'll just check in now. Are there any questions? Because I want to get to the exercise portion of putting this all to use. No? No? Okay. So maybe it'd be good to share a slide or two more about, excuse me, does a song have to sound a certain way to be a song? We kind of went into that pretty in depth. So yeah, just question it. You get to decide. It's about your expression. If it's a yes to you, then it's a yes. Here we go. What makes a song good? Bob kind of mentioned, well, some songs tend to have a characteristic cycle. A lot of the ones that we might like or gravitate towards have a cycle to them. But really, and I think Bob said it, there are no rules. I agree. One thing is, though, if there are rules, I'd say, again, this is a theme. Follow what you love. Follow your yes. In my experience, it seems like following that feeling. Remember we talked about our favorite song? Yeah. Why is it our favorite song? I don't know, maybe. Maybe we don't have words for it. Maybe we do. But finding that feeling, that yes feeling, is a key to finding your voice. And I can only imagine what songs you guys will create when you come from that place. The next thing that is a lifelong lesson for me is don't should on yourself. Meaning that, oh, I should do this, or I shouldn't do this, or I should sound like this, or oh my gosh. Perfection can be the enemy to completing any artistic work, any song, anything, your homework. You know, it's like, I'm working with this daily. And it also just kind of can be a jam buster on having fun. So I encourage you just to write, explore, and have fun. Whether, no need of a sense of a competition or a capstone or whatever it is, just explore, see where it takes you. And from what arises and what you discover, those insights from writing songs in this way can be with you for your whole life. They can be a lifelong gift. That's where I encourage you to go, because it seems like when we follow that yes, those gifts just come up naturally. So what's another thing I'd say that makes a good song? Is feeling. What is music without feeling? Chat it for me. Just chat. That way I know you're thinking about it. What is music without feeling? And while you're there, you can chat this too. Do you have an emotion you'd like to express? If so, write it down, because this will be key for our exercise coming up right around the bend. Okay, here we are. Now we're on part 2, all of our exercises. Just a couple. And we'll open it up to some question and answers. But yeah, this is what I call singing your yes alive. It's pretty much, there are different elements we can see in a song if we start to analyze it. We're going to hear sound. What is a song without sound? I guess, what is it, John Cage wrote 4 minutes and 32 seconds, and it was just a sheet of empty music and nothing, with silence. but that was still a song. So you can continue to challenge the boundaries of what we seem to be put into. So sounds, harmony, words, melody, rhythm, an idea, a riff, guitarists, riff away, an experience. So in singing our songs alive, I think it's important just to share a little bit from me. What happens for me is that I usually just sit with an emotion. I sit with it in a sense of I allow that emotion to express itself on the guitar, which is my main instrument. And you know, for composers, it takes a little bit to develop a relationship in this way, where you know, oh, I'm feeling this, and whew, something arises. It's kind of improvisational. I can't say I have any experience in it. It's something I'm working on and learning a lot about. But it's when we have that in mind, it might help. But that's a little bit about my process. For us here, I want to focus on one element of song, and that's the melody. And thank you, Mr. Johnson, for bringing that up with the talking drums, because yeah, melody, like we mentioned, is a key characteristic to an identifiable song. So I feel it's by far the most important aspect of a song, and it tends to embody all the musical elements in one. It gives it its character. It's like we can just hear the melody and like, oh, I know that. So on our exercise, I want us to find a melody. And it might be through a way that we might have not explored. Some of us have worked with songwriting, on songwriting here, so maybe we've talked about it. But some ways, though, just basic ways, are just open up and allow what arises. Just sing or play. And if it speaks to you, if it's a yes, go there. We want to follow our yeses. Finding it through lyrics, crafting it with chords or editing on our software, co-writing with others. So here's our exercise. Finding melody through lyrics. This is one that I have a lot of fun with, and I just wanted to share it with you. My gift to you. So if we can speak, we can sing. Okay? So all of us, I heard you speak at the beginning. You can't back away that you can't sing. We got you. Now, we can all sing a melody when we speak. So I've got 4 sentences here. And pick an emotion and say them. Okay, just say them to yourself. You can try all of them with the same emotion. You can try a different emotion. But say each one on your side of the screen. And then we'll check in. Okay? I'm going to mute because I'm going to try it too. Okay, I'm chiming in. Did everybody have a chance to try that? If you need more time, no, thumbs down, thumbs up, ready to go. Good, thanks for participating, y'all. It's your invitation to participate. Okay, so the emotion we wrote down earlier, I hope you tried it on one of these. So for example, I'll try the first one. Mine was kind of surprise, okay? So, did you really do that? Did you really do that? All right. Now here's the finding your melody through lyrics. I'm going to do that same phrase with that same emotion, surprise, and I'm going to take away the lyrics. Da 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 da. You hear what's happening there? Did you really do that? Da, 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 da. It's pretty amazing. When we speak in everyday conversations, we are also speaking melody. Okay? It's a beautiful thing we do. We're enough. We've got it all in us. So I encourage you to explore that. Just like the talking drums, Mr. Johnson said, when they took the words, you know, my name is Chris, do, 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 do. There's a melody there. And when we find our lyric, naturally, inherently, when we put emotion underneath it, it's going to have a human expression of melody. So sometimes we don't really need to go to the moon and back to find a melody. Sometimes we do, but sometimes it's right there under our nose. Cool? Cool. I want to make sure you're all following along. Yeah.
Mateo, I wanted to add something to that, what you said about when you were talking about, like think about your favorite song and then maybe go from that. And maybe it was 10 years ago, we did a similar thing JAS Aspen did for songwriting, that John Oates of Hall & Oates went around to schools and talked about this. And he said they would come up with things like, well, what was that rhythm that they used on that Marvin Gaye song? Let's do something with that. So they would start the song just from the rhythm. And he said, yeah, sometimes I just go into GarageBand and start listening to drum tracks, and I start getting ideas from the rhythm of those songs. So that's another approach that a lot of times will, instead of starting with a melody, they would start with the rhythm, and then the melody would come out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Or they would start with something that they really liked, a song that they really liked. And he gave another example of one. He said, I thought that song would have been a great reggae tune because I was just starting to get into reggae music. And his partner said, no, we'll never be reggae. That's not us. But the original version that he wrote was a reggae version. And then it became a hit with a different rhythm. So there's a lot of other things in there too that we just we can get it from a lot of different sources.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. I so agree. Rhythm is key. Yeah. What is melody without a rhythm? It's more Gregorian chant. That's still cool stuff. Yeah, melody is key. So part of this is, share when inspiration arises. And I've encouraged each of us to chime in too. So type in chat or unmute. You've got the permission to do that. So what arose for me as inspiration when you were sharing, Chris, was Indiana Jones. What the heck? Where is he going? So I grew up in the Indiana Jones era, and the theme song is dun 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 dun. No, what is it? Dun 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 dun. Right? When I tap that rhythm, I can't help but hear that melody. Dun 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 dun. I don't know if y'all are hearing that, but it just shows to me that John Williams is a genius. And so, yeah, you're right. There's rhythm, there's melody in rhythm too. Cool. Did anyone want to share their sentence? Let's get two people, and then we'll move on to the next one. Anderson Carr, Mr. Riley, McKenna, Jack, I know you're back there. Spencer, Cash, sorry, is it Cash Simpson? We got it.
Yeah, we didn't get Cash earlier when we were checking in. Cash, what's your background?
What do you mean? What's my background?
Well, what instrument do you play, or do you sing, or what is your musical background?
I write rhymes, poems, and sing songs.
Nice.
I've been writing for a little bit now, but I really started getting more into it this summer, just like an everyday thing now.
Yeah. And what school do you go to?
I live in Grand Junction, Colorado.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, Cash.
Yeah, thank you for having this. It's a good opportunity.
Yeah, I hope you're finding this valuable. Did you want to share a sentence and then we can hear the melody underneath?
Do you have any other exercises I can participate in later?
Well, sure. We'll do the next one then. I'll keep you on the list.
All right, thank you.
Okay. McKenna, Lily. I don't know where Oceana went. Madeline, Spencer.
geez, I'll go.
Thank
Okay,
you so
what do we
much.
want me? So, like, pick one of the, yeah. So, like,
You got it.
I love this workshop, but sad. Like,
Okay.
I love this workshop. Like, yeah.
Nice. Now let's do it without the words.
Uh,
Yeah, there you go. And our words have inherent like syllables. So we want to put the right emphasis on the right syllable, you know? So I heard, na, 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 na. Yeah, we got a descending melody. And there's a metaphor in there too. When something's sad, the energy kind of goes down. Thanks, Lily. Let's move on. And this will be the last one, and then let's just open it up for everybody, questions and whatnot. So singing your Yes Alive, we went through an idea on how to find a melody. That's kind of right there in what we're sharing, but maybe we don't have our lyric yet. So finding lyrics through free writing. And then from there, once we have a free write, we can leap off from there towards melody. So if we can speak, we have a relationship with words, and each of us has our own unique relationship to words. Our voices reflect that. So words matter. During these times, I think we know that more than anything. Words move us. So they are important. So let's just take a minute here. A free writing prompt. Everybody get out a pen and paper or your computers. Please participate. 1 minute. Write no thoughts, just whatever arises. To the prompt, I feel blank when I blank. Okay? I'm going to do this and I'll time this. Here we go. Ready? 1 minute. Go. Just don't stop writing. If our mind is involved, we're not free writing. Okay? Just free write. I feel what? I feel blank when I do, when I. There's no right or wrong. We're just flowing. Anytime our mind starts to think of something, we're not free writing. Just keep flowing. Okay. That's a minute. Okay. So stop that free write. And remember, anytime we're free writing, we can set it for 5 minutes. I'd recommend just starting with 2 minutes or 3 minutes. It's kind of like working out. You know, the more you do it, the longer you can go. Because the longer we go on a free write, the more our mind sometimes wants to join too. And this is where we put our mind away and just let it flow. So next from that, look at your free write. And now we're going to do what I call word mining. So circle the words or phrases that speak to you. We'll give it 20 seconds. Ready, go. Just circling words, phrases. Maybe it's the whole darn thing. Okay, that's what we get. Okay, so I hope some of us have at least a word or phrase that was like, yeah, okay. Now from there, we can say that word or that phrase with emotion. So, would anyone like to share a word or a phrase that?
Our word was love.
Nice. Okay, you got it, Cash.
Thank you. What do you
Yeah,
want me to do now?
so go ahead and share that. If it's tied to a phrase or if it's just a word, what kind of emotion? Is it sad love? Is it ecstatic?
Mine was, I feel happy when I love the people that hate me the most.
Okay, so what's the emotion? Now think of the emotion there and then say it for us.
Happy.
Cool. Now
I feel
happy.
good.
Yeah, okay, good. Now you got the happy emotion. Now internalize that. Now say it like expressively, almost overly dramatic.
Say my phrase?
Your phrase, yeah. With that emotion.
Without emotion.
With the happiness emotion.
I feel happy when the people I love, I feel happy when I love the people that hate me the most.
Ooh,
Like
yeah,
that?
love the rhythm of that too.
All right.
Yeah, so what, if you were to do that without words, would you be up for trying that?
How would I do that?
So saying the same thing, but just don't
Okay.
put the words in there. So.
Do you have an example?
Well, sure. So if we could use yours, I'll just say, I feel happy. So I feel happy. That's really dramatic. I feel happy. Now I'm going to take the words out. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Yeah. And we're looking for melody here.
Da 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 da. I like da 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 da.
Okay, see? You got your style to it. Da 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 da. And within that, if we're searching for a melody and we have this lyrical phrase that pops out to us, it is a yes. Sometimes we can uncover it by just putting the words on hold for a moment and then applying it to a more melodic focus. Y'all dig? Any questions on that? No? Yes? Okay, cool. Well, thanks so much. Go forth and have fun.
All right. So I think, you know, I would like to just open it up once again. If anybody has any questions about how to put together what they're doing and get it to us. Mark, you're dealing with the Dropbox part of this. Maybe you want to just explain simply what you think is the simplest way for somebody to get it from their phone or their computer to you or to JAS Aspen.
Well, yeah. If you have it on your phone, I mean, I'm sure you guys have shared things before, right? Your music via phone. Has anybody not done that? Share it via email. Do you know how to do that? Or in a message? Something like, you know how to do that? So via email, you would send it to, do we have an address yet? Or a Dropbox folder?
We're having them send it to JAS Aspen Snowmass at jasaspensnowmass.org.
Could you type that into the chat?
Sure will.
Andrea?
Well, and that would be a question too. Do you all have the poster for the songwriting competition? Because that information is on the poster along with the guidelines. Does anybody not have that? Andy, you don't have it? Spencer, you don't have it? Andrew, I thought did this go out with the invite?
But I'll follow up and send it out to everybody this afternoon.
Yeah, so for all you that are on this, you will get this Share Your Voice poster. There might be some new ones here that weren't here last time, but it gives you the deadline dates. Send a Dropbox link with your submission to JAS Aspen. You can submit 2 songs each. You don't want to plagiarize anybody else's song, but yeah, that's what this poster will look like. So keep your eyes open for that. Also, we are going to continue to have these Zoom meets probably about once a month. The next one we're talking about doing will feature some of our former students from the Valley that went on to study, at the college level, and some of them are still studying at college right now, but they've dealt with compositions and songwriting, and just to get a little bit of idea of what they've done with, with what they're doing. So I don't know, does anybody out there, any questions about what we're doing with this at this point?
Well, I have an observation to make, or a question. Do they need to send a Dropbox link, or can they just send their song, Andrea, to that address?
If they can do a Dropbox link, that's great. If they can't, they can just send the song and we'll make that work too.
Right. Okay. All right. Yeah. So if you have just an MP3 that you're going to send, attach it to an email to the JAS Aspen Snowmass at jasaspensnowmass.org address.
Yeah, and just make sure that you send, the lyric sheet along with that, and your contact information so we can touch base with you.
Pretty straight ahead.
Are there any limits?
Say that again.
Like, are there any limits to our songs?
What do you mean?
Lyrically?
Like, is there any specific genre you guys focus on the most?
No, sky is the limit.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, like what Mateo was saying, there is really no right or wrong. Anything that you write, if it's your song, we're not looking at genres. We're not looking at any of that. We're not limiting it at all.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question too. So like me and McKenna work together a lot for like songs and stuff. Can we submit it together, or do we each have to have our own submission?
No. If you worked on it together, just put both your names on that.
Okay, yeah, we can enter the competition like as a duo.
Yeah.
Okay.
As a duo.
Composing
duo.
I also have that same thing. So my friend, he makes all our he makes our beats and everything that we use for our music, and mixes everything and masters everything. Can we also submit that as a duo?
Yeah, if you're working together with somebody on something, that's great. And we talked about that last time. We actually had a husband and wife team that we addressed specifically what it takes to collaborate with other people on it. So yeah, we encourage collaborations, and anybody you're working with, just submit it that way.
Super cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else you guys can think of that we might have missed or that you're not sure of?
Hey, Chris, I don't know if everybody's familiar, but if you want to sort of bring up the pays to play idea, or that if individuals need some help moving things along, there's some different ways that they can touch base with people individually.
Yeah, I mentioned that at the start, but yeah, we can mention that one more time. If you do feel like you need help, contact us. We can steer you towards people that we would recommend based on what it is you're going after. I wouldn't steer you to Mateo if you're studying piano. So, all you guitarists, he would be my first choice every time. So he's already here. You don't have to go any further. But the last time we had this thing with JD and Jan, Jan is a great vocalist that I would recommend. And she can help steer vocalists in many ways. She's been doing it for years. So we have a lot of people, instrumentalists, if you're playing a horn or whatever you're doing, we have people that can help you with that. So check into us on our website and give us a call if you want to, and we can talk a little bit more about people that we can connect you with.
And with that program, JAS Aspen will cover the costs for your time with that person. So it's completely free to you guys. So definitely utilize it if you think you'd benefit from it.
Oh, did I fail to mention it was free?
I think you missed that part, Chris.
I offer this to our classes sometimes, and I've gotten to the point of going, well, you wouldn't sign up for it if it was free. If I paid you to do this, would you do it? And they, oh yeah, we'll do it. But yeah, these are 3 hours of free lessons that you guys can learn a whole lot with working with somebody. Anything else that we're missing here?
How many of you guys, just show of hands, are a pretty good way through your compositions already? Pretty good ways through. How many are almost done? How many haven't even started? There you go. So there's a range there, but just remember, it's just a couple weeks away, really. And if you need help, there's help for you. And otherwise, just spend a little time on it every day and it'll get there.
Yeah.
Is there any other exercises you can give us?
Would that, anyone? Bob,
No.
Mark, Chris? Or
Any other exercises? Boy.
I'd gladly jump in, but I've been talking too much.
Maybe you could forward some information to Cash.
If you don't mind, I would be happy if you did that.
Cash, why don't you put your email or whatever in the chat?
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Do we have emails, Andrea, for everybody that's in here?
Not everyone, most everyone. If you did not get the link from me directly this morning, just put your email in the chat and I'll grab it and we can send you out whatever extra information we got.
Yeah, and then we'll notify you from that list too for the next one that comes up. And hopefully you guys will stay in touch with this. Cash, I think to answer that for you, I think it would be best to get a one-on-one with somebody, even if it's, you're in Grand Junction, but you could do, Zoom sessions with people from over here that can address individually more specifically what you're looking for, because that's a pretty wide open question.
All right, thank you.
And
how would I do that?
As far as connecting with somebody from over here?
Yes.
Do you have access to the JAS Aspen website?
Yeah, I was just on it actually.
Yeah, either that or you can call and we can get you, just in a phone conversation, we can talk a little bit more about what it is you're wanting to do and who would be the best, suited to work with you on that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That goes for everybody. Just give us a call or check into the website. Don't be shy. Ask for help. Well, I don't